Hey, what's up? I am Cam, aka Chef, sometimes Chef Cam. I am at home in my kitchen, so welcome. Thank you for tuning into my video. Today I am going to do a really quick tutorial on how to do clarified butter, or how to prepare clarified butter rather. And in case you're wondering what is clarified butter, it essentially is unsalted butter which has been melted, and all the milk fats and the water has been removed from the butter so that you can have a clear solution of butter, so that you can introduce it to a higher cooking temperature, and it has great flavor. And it's one of those little chef tricks that a lot of people don't talk about, and I don't think that it gets the fair attention that it needs, because it's a really major component to a true professional kitchen. So what I have here is 1 pound of unsalted butter. You're going to get a yield of about 75% once you melt the butter. I've actually already started this, so you're going to kind of hear some crackling and popping in the background, so I turned it off so we could start this video. But and anyway, so you're going to take a pound of unsalted butter, and I don't have the best angle, but I figured we would just rig this up and let you see. So I had a standard commercial pot. I don't have fancy pots in my kitchen. I think they're really pretty. I'd like to have a set if someone wants to gift one to me. However, I buy my pots from a standard restaurant store. You can get these from your Costco or your Sam's Club. They have great longevity and they get the job done, right? So I've already put the 1 pound of unsalted butter, and it's important that you use unsalted butter. I've seen people use salted butter. It is not my recommendation, because you're going to get a little bit of browning from that salt, and you want to kind of avoid that. So in the pot, right? So what happens is you have a melt butter, and you're going to melt this on a very low temperature. So it's going to be at a very low temperature, and you want to be mindful of the fact that it is on the stove. You do want to use a really good pot, because a cheap pot is more likely to burn the butter and you won't really be able to step away from it. So what I have done is I've started the butter here. I have a little setup. You can't really see it. I have a measuring cup where I am skimming. You see all of that? That is what we call the milk fat. So butter is about 80% butter, 16% water, and then 4% is the milk fats that rise to the top. I'm going to angle this so that you can get a good view of what it is that I'm doing. So can you see that? Oops, I'm spilling. Don't spill, okay? So anyway, so all that white foamy stuff that has risen to the top, you're just going to be skimming that. And so the cool thing about clarified butter, and because it can be introduced to a higher cooking temperature, you have a lot of flexibility. You can make the prettiest eggs. I don't like eggs with brown spots. I will tell you, I don't like brown spots in my eggs. I won't even eat them. It's certainly one of those little tricks that we use in a commercial kitchen, or a culinary kitchen rather, when we are sauteing off that good piece of steak or chicken or fish. You can lightly season any protein, which is salt and pepper. Just salt and pepper. And if you use the clarified butter, it's going to immediately elevate the flavor of whatever it is that you're cooking. So like we have a saying in the kitchen, food is only as good as what you put into it. And oftentimes I am a subscriber of less is best, even though my food tends to have lots of flavor. I still use a certain level of restraint when I am cooking food and seasoning. And so one of my special tricks is that I use clarified butter for my saute method all the time. So, and I got a little bit of itchy, it's a little hot in here, so I'm scratching. Of course I will be scratching when I'm on camera, right? So anyway, so what I have here, and I'm going to show you in just a moment, is a really clear solution. Now, the milk fat has all risen to the top of this. What you will have at the bottom is some of the water, so you want to kind of leave that behind. You don't want that in your clarified butter. And I know that some people sometimes wonder what's the difference between clarified butter and ghee. Ghee is traditionally used in Indian kitchens. It is a browned butter, so they're not removing the milk fats, they're actually browning those so that you can have a nice nutty flavor. It does have a very good shelf life, no differently than your clarified butter, which you most certainly can put in a refrigerator, or you can put it in a freezer. It really lasts a long time, so I'm kind of out of the view here, so I apologize. So like when we're in the kitchen, this is kind of the first thing that you do when you come in the morning. Somebody starts to clarify butter to get you through the day. If you're in culinary school, it's no different. Somebody is tasked to doing the clarified butter. I have a cool trick that I do because a lot of the times we're all watching how we're preparing foods these days. Lots of people like to use olive oil. But I actually not only just use olive oil, I also use a grapeseed oil. And the reason why is because both of those are your monosaturated fats, meaning that it pretty much will have like 1 gram of saturated fat, and so it is the healthier alternative. But grapeseed does not have the flavor content or the flavor profile that an olive oil has, and so it's super neutral. So what I will do is, for the benefit of being a little bit more healthy in my eating, I will certainly use my grapeseed oil, but then I'll add some of the clarified butter. That way I have that flavor of the butter without the high fat content or the saturated fat content, because fats aren't necessarily bad. We do need to have some of those in our diet. So at any rate, I have my butter here. I am going to ladle it into this measuring cup. I actually have a cute little jar, but again, I'm making sure that I am not getting any of the water, the residuals of the water at the bottom. I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a second. So remember, we're just taking 1 pound of butter. We're putting it into a pot on a very low temperature, and we're just going to watch for all the milk fats to rise to the top, and we are going to periodically skim that away. This solution is for you to saute anything that you think could benefit from the flavor, or that you would normally want to cook with butter, but you were getting that scorching brown. And that's what happens here. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Once you take away all the water and the milk fat, you will be able to cook without having the browning effect happen in your cooking. So I have a little jar here. So we put it into the measuring cup, and then I'm going to pour it into my cute little jar. You see how clear that is? Can you guys see that? So this is what clarified butter looks like. So you always want to have this ready to go in the kitchen, right? So that you can whip up something really quick. Al, I hope this video explains to you how to do it properly. And now you need to get that done for your kitchen, so the next time you send me over some photographs of your eggs in the morning, we can be minus those brown spots. So thank you all for tuning in to one of my, what I hope to be quite a few videos to come. Anyway, everybody, peace out. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.